Good morning. It is Sunday, December 20th, about 10 o'clock in the morning, and today's small adventure involves my new rented scooter, the Honda 125 Click that you see behind me, and I'm heading out of Mae Sot to the Mae Kasa hot springs. So I've made it out of Mae Sot city limits, and I'm more on a country road, a bit of a bumpy road. I think most of the way there I'm going to be on paved road, but occasionally I might be on a little section of a rough gravel road like this. All right, let's get back on the scooter and keep going. Turn to the right just so I can capture some of that scenery over there on the GoPro. And in a few days, I think I'm going to be going to the historic city of Sukhothai. And to get there, I have to go through the city of Tak. And to get there, I have to go over that mountain range over there on a very windy road to get to Tak and then on to Sukhothai. So that's where I'll be heading in a couple of days, I think. That's the plan anyway. There's a lot of sugarcane planted out here. So just up ahead of me, I'll link up with a paved road, and then that paved road will hit the highway, and I should be able to go underneath the highway. So I stopped here for a quick map check to make sure I know where I am. And I'm pretty sure I know where I am. This is highway or country road 3002. And I'll be staying on this road for quite a long time now as I go through the countryside. And then I'll hit another main road and a small town. And then I'll switch over, I think, to road 1215, which is a smaller road that goes through pure farming country, and then I think that road will take me to the Mae Kasa hot spring area. The springs are actually in the town of Mae Kasa, so that's why it's called Mae Kasa hot springs, because they're in the town of Mae Kasa. And I was looking at the map yesterday, and I think there's quite a beautiful temple in Mae Kasa as well. And if I have the energy left to appreciate a place like that after visiting the hot springs, I'll probably drop by the temple as well. One last thing before we start moving again is that this road will eventually get quite close to the Mae River. The Mae River will be on our left, and that is actually the boundary, the border with Myanmar. So we might even be able to see little bits of Myanmar off to the left as we ride along in this direction. And there's my Honda Click on the road. Big trucks going by. I've been passing a lot of work crews cutting trees at the side of the road, and I just thought I'd stop here to shoot a few seconds of video of the countryside. Again, looking out towards the interior of Thailand, and the city of Tak and Sukhothai is on the other side of those mountains. But I'm out here in beautiful farming country. All right, let's get back on the road, and maybe I'll do a little time warp of this highway driving. That road ahead of me, very windy. Looks like we're heading into some hills. That ought to be fun. Draw me closer to your side. Take your page out of my story. I don't mind, no. Just thought I'd turn the camera around for a couple of minutes, have a little chat as I drive along at my stately 30 or 40 kilometers an hour. Oh, got a couple of dogs up ahead. So far the dogs aren't chasing me, I guess on a scooter. They're just too fast, even at 30 or 40 kilometers an hour. The dogs just sort of look up, watch me go by, and then go back to sleep. We are currently riding where I said the road was going to go, right beside the Mae River. And I can't really see the river, but I can see a little bit of a, oh yeah, there it is right there. So off to my left, I see a whole lot of construction, a lot of buildings going up with cranes, and all of that construction is going on over there across the river in Myanmar. I've had to learn quite a few lessons already as I'm switching from being a walking Canadian to a scootering Canadian. One of them is that if you're using the camera while you're driving a scooter, don't adjust the camera while you're driving. Like, don't worry about the camera. Hit play and then go. But if you think the camera is out of alignment, don't try to fix it while you're driving. Stop the bike and then check it. Whoa. If you think the battery is dead and the camera isn't recording anymore, don't worry about it. Don't check while you're driving. All your attention should be on the driving. And if you want to check the camera, stop the bike, pull over to the side of the road, stop the bike, and then check the camera. Once or twice I tried to check the camera while I was driving, and within a second I'm veering across the road, heading in a dangerous direction, or yeah, you just don't want to take your eyes off the road and fiddle with the camera. So that's one lesson. Oh, I think we already reached my intersection. Oh, I'm going to stop here and do a quick map check. Okay, we are on a new road. This one is 1215. Oh, some kind of a checkpoint up ahead. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to stop. I don't think so. That's another thing about being on a scooter. Like when I go out walking, I'm generally not going very far, like 17, 18 kilometers in a day at the most. But on a scooter, you can go much further. So today, I thought ahead and I actually brought my actual passport with me, because I thought since I was going further out of Mae Sot, I might run into police checkpoints going near the border with Myanmar. I thought I might get stopped and they would ask to see my passport. And I think I'm actually passing some kind of a military base just behind me on the left there. I saw that on Google Maps, so I thought, okay, maybe it's a good idea to bring my passport with me today just in case. So for a longer trip on a scooter like this, you do have to think about a lot more things. And I was wondering what I would do if I had a mechanical breakdown out here, if I had a flat tire, or the scooter quit on me. I still don't speak any Thai, so I'd have a very difficult time trying to get assistance or trying to figure out how to get all the way back from here, all the way back to Mae Sot. I'm sure I could figure it out, but it wouldn't be as easy as when I was walking. The other difference between riding a scooter and walking is the obvious one. You cover more ground a lot faster than you think. Back when I was walking everywhere, and I would check on my map and think, oh, okay, that's my next checkpoint, the next town I'll be getting to, the next street I'm getting to. Then I started walking, and it takes me a long time to get there. Now, on this scooter ride, I keep checking Google Maps, and I say, oh, okay, that next town or that next intersection is over there. And then I start driving, and boom, I'm there. I just get there so quickly. So it keeps taking me by surprise how quickly I can get from A to B now. As I said, it surprises me how quickly I cover ground. So I'm already at this main highway right ahead. That's Highway 105. And if I came directly here from Mae Sot, that's the road I would have taken, 105, but I went down some country roads instead. And now I'm going to keep going in that direction and go through some more country roads. And I can then, the next stop will be Mae Kasa, where the hot springs are. So let's see if we can find our way. I have to turn right here and then turn left, short distance ahead. Pretty sure this is my road, but I'm going to do a map check first. And yes, this is my road. And just up ahead I have to turn right again. Oh, look at this. Ah, I got a sign for my destination. What do you know? Mae Kasa hot spring, 7 kilometers, and the Mae Sot cave at the same place. Yeah, I heard about this cave as well. I don't know anything about it, and we'll see how the energy levels are when I get there, whether I want to go spelunking on top of boiling eggs in the hot spring. We have arrived in the town of Mae Kasa, and with the power of Google Maps, I'm slowly working my way through the town to find the hot springs. It'll be interesting to see if we come across more tourism signs in English pointing the way. It'll also be interesting to see how busy the hot springs are. It is a Sunday today, so there might be a lot of people, a lot of local people there. I have no idea. Check this out, a truck of coconuts. Noticed when I was looking at Google Maps that this town and the hot springs was right at the base of the mountain range. You can see them up ahead there. Oh, and I believe this is the temple, the Mae Kasa temple that I was talking about. And if I have enough energy, I think I'll drop by here after I visit the hot springs. As far as I could tell from Google Maps, once you get into the mountains from here, there really are no more roads. This is pretty much as far as you can go in this direction. All the roads stop once you reach that mountain range. I have to go further south in order to find the road that goes to Tak. Another lesson I've learned in my short time riding the scooter now is, you know, when changing from a walker to a scooter rider, you think that suddenly everything is going to be really physically easy, because you think, oh, now I can just relax. It'll take no effort to ride the scooter. you know, the scooter engine will do all the work for me. But you find out pretty quickly that that's not entirely the case. When you're riding a scooter, it still takes a lot of physical work. Your legs and your back and your arms could really start to get tired after a while. Sure, the motor is driving me along the road, but you're still required to put in some physical effort driving the scooter. It's not like just sitting in the back seat of a car and relaxing. Well, time for another map check. Oh, no, look at that. Found a tourism sign right there on the right. Hot Spring and Mae Sot Cave. It's right over there, the sign. It's funny, it's Mae Sot, I think, but there it looks like Mae USA Cave. Beautiful little town. Any town that has a backdrop of mountains like that and kind of curvy, windy roads tends to be quite attractive. I did a little bit of reading about the hot springs, as much information as I could find online anyway. But the one thing I could never find out is how much it cost to go inside. I assume there's some kind of an entrance fee, you have to buy a ticket, but I have no clue what it might be. Another sign. Let's stop to read the signs. Big fan of highway signs. Mae Kasa hot spring, 1/2 kilometer. The Mae Sot cave, 1/2 kilometer. And there's a Mae Kasa waterfall, 4 kilometers to the south, or to the right anyway, based on this direction. But yeah, look at that steep cliff up ahead. Now I understand why there's no roads heading in that direction. There's no way you're building a road through there. You would have to tunnel through it, I think, or climb it. I wonder if rock climbing is a big deal here. I have no idea. All right, 1/2 kilometer to the hot springs. Yeah, it feels very different here from Mae Sot. Feels much more lush, more green, a lot more plant life here. Maybe I should have planned to spend the night here if they had a kind of a budget hotel option here. It'd be nice to stay here tonight. This looks like a little hotel on the left. A lot of bicycles there. Maybe those are rental bikes. This is the... let's pop in here just for a second. So this is the Mae Kasa homestay. Yeah, this looks like it would have been a fun place to stay. Though I didn't make any plans to stay in Mae Kasa tonight. Let's turn around and drive by the place. You can see it has a lot of vintage items, a lot of paintings and artwork. Hello. Hi, come here. Hey, come here. Hey, are you a friendly dog? Yeah. Found a friendly pooch. There she is down there. She's friendly, but a little bit nervous. Come here. Come on. Nope. Funny thing though is I have these dog treats that I just bought, but for this trip I just took them out of my bag because I knew I wouldn't be walking. Didn't think I would need them. Little pooch, little barky pooch, that one. Ah, look at that cliff up there. If you can see the whole thing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about rock climbing either, but from a distance, that looks kind of like shale, very loose rock. It's probably not very safe for rock climbing. But what do I know? And I see a sign right up ahead for the Mae Kasa hot spring. I think this must be the entrance here. Ooh. Well, that was an example of the GoPro's built-in kind of time-lapse feature. They call it time warp. It's a little bit different from what I did before because I just shot normal video and then I sped it up in the video editing app. But in this case, I set it up to shoot time warp in advance. And then with time warp, you can choose 5 times, or like 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 15 times, 30 times speed. And I guess you choose these different settings based on whether you're running, walking, cycling, scootering. I don't really know. So I just chose the setting at random, and that's what I came up with. I can't really see what it looks like yet. I'll have to wait till I get back to the guest house at the end of the day. So as you can tell, this is going to be another little bit of a technical day as I'm testing out different things, how to use the GoPro on the scooter. And some things are working out well, some things are not. When I was on the pavement, it was okay, but as soon as I hit this country road, a bit bouncier, this thing, which is what I was using to mount the GoPro, they call that the gooseneck, this does not work anymore because it bends too easily, especially the very top. All of these lower sections are okay, it grips tightly, but this top one is quite loose, and every time I hit a bump, shoo, the whole camera just flipped over on kind of like a ball head on the end. It's just not tight enough. It's not it's not designed for this kind of use. So I've had to get rid of this. So I stopped here. I have my scooter parked in the shade over there. I'm out in the sun, but the scooter's in the shade, and I've been fiddling around with all kinds of gear with what I have available to me right now, trying to figure out how to best mount the GoPro. And of course, out there in the world, in the GoPro stores, there are lots of bits of gear that I could use, specialized gear, but I don't have access to it at the moment. So I'm just making do with what I have. And now I have a new setup. I'll take a picture of it and you can see what it looks like. Yeah, it's kind of weird. Life really is an endless series of pros and cons, isn't it? It's always advantages and disadvantages, because that last time warp, when I was on that country road, it probably didn't look like it on the time warp because that smooths everything out, but that was a very bumpy road. I mean, seriously bumpy. I was crawling along on the scooter, and this type of scooter, I don't think it's really designed for that kind of rough road, so I don't think I'll be doing that very often. It just doesn't have the suspension or it's not a hardened dirt bike, my little Honda Click. So I think it's best to stay on paved roads like this. But of course, once you get on a paved road like this, now you're dealing with a lot more traffic, a lot more trucks and cars and fast moving vehicles. So, you know, bumpy country road, dusty, very bumpy, but you have it all to yourself and it's very beautiful. Nice smooth pavement. It's a big advantage, but now I'm dealing with a lot of traffic. Anyway, time to hit the road and keep on going.